guys, if you've never interacted with my channel before, then my name is Stars and I make YouTube videos about anime, manga, and sometimes art. Anyways, in this video, I'm going to explain my own personal manga and anime idea that I have titled The Mountain King. I've been working on this story for about a year now and felt like it's something I should share with as many people as possible. I will be explaining the setting, power systems, main character, side characters, and some major plot points I've developed. Anyways, I would quickly like to thank everybody that has subscribed to me because I have reached a little milestone of about 50 plus subscribers and I'm truly happy. That's mainly the reason I made this video, but let's get into it. Let's go ahead and start off with the setting. The world of the Mountain King is quite normal until you take a quick glance at the astronomically large mountain called Misatori Mountain. This mountain scales larger than Mount Everest from our very own Earth, but that is not the reason that nobody in history has ever reached the top. The mountain's weather patterns are constantly changing in some areas, making weather prediction completely impossible. Not to mention the countless otherworldly life forms, including giant insect beasts, conscious plants, and trees larger than cities. The mountain is an anomaly completely different from the rest of the world, which attracts many explorers, scientists, and people seeking power to become the first to reach the mountain's peak and to be crowned the Mountain King, the man with infinite freedom. But because of the far-spread dangers of this mountain and the high death rate, not just anybody is allowed entry. In order to be bestowed entry, you must receive a specialized climber's license, which you can only get by taking the specialized climber's test, which takes place every 6 months. Next, I'm going to explain the power systems. The first is Yama Energy, which has two separate categories. The categories are Sensu, strengthening of the five senses, and Yaju, strengthening of physical ability. In order to strengthen your five senses with Sensu, you must be in a calm, gentle state. While as to use Yaju, in order to increase physical abilities, you need to be full of either fighting spirit, rage, or a combination of both. While using Yaju to increase strength, with very high levels of concentration and control, you can cause the energy to seep off and strengthen objects that you touch. This mysterious power is oriented from the mountain itself and can be harnessed better the closer you are to it. The next power system is Ishi shards, which are mysterious shards scattered across the mountain. Anyone who finds them will have their soul forever linked to that of an ancient demon or angel, granting them that demon's or angel's power and sometimes physical appearance. After getting your first Ishi shard, any other shards you find or receive will evolve your power to the next stage. However, the number of stages in an Ishi shard set will vary a lot, sometimes only having one. Your soul can only be linked to one angel or demon, and it will never change. So once you complete your set, you can't get any more shards. For reference, Yama means mountain in Japanese, so Yama Energy is mountain energy, and Sensu means senses, Yaju means brute, and Ishi means stone. So, who exactly even is the main character, and what is he like? Well, the main character's name is Ryo, and he starts off as some kid who's angry a lot and willing to sacrifice anything for more power. So yeah, at the beginning, he's a pretty bad person, but after seeing the negative results of his angry, power-hungry mindset, he slowly becomes a better person over the course of his adventure on the mountain. An important internal conflict at the beginning of the series will be Ryo's inability to use Sensu in combat due to his harsh nature. Also, I plan to reflect Ryo's character development through the Ishi Shard's power system in a super awesome way, but I'm not going to reveal that in case this becomes an actual series one day. And speaking of the Ishi Shards, his gives him the ability to wield flames. His background is that he was raised on the ground level right below the mountain by a species of kind mountain beasts. After learning about the nature of the mountain and the tale of the Mountain King, he aimed to become strong so that he could pass the specialized climber test and scale the mountain. He joined the Worldwide Brawl Association, where powerful fighters faced off in front of giant crowds. After gaining tons of strength and attention for being so powerful at such a young age, he was put against another kid pro named Kenzo and lost horribly. Being filled with rage, he vowed he would defeat him one day. After taking the specialized climber's test, he started his journey on the mountain. Now I'm going to be explaining the side characters, which are very cool. I'm going to start off with the main group that the main character will travel with. Before I do, I should mention that the side characters are still in development. Anyways, the first one I'm going to talk about is Jax, who is a 14-foot-tall giant who doesn't have an Ishishard ability and instead uses the brute strength of the giant clan to find his way around battles. The next is Sean, a joyful person with the Ishishard ability of communicating with and controlling animals, which he uses to fight with his companion and best friend Monkey. The next is Kama, who is an overall chill person but can get low confidence in battles when he faces strong opponents or starts feeling like he's going to lose. Kama's Ishishard ability allows him to spawn and control weapons at will. Side characters that are opposing the main group include Kenzo, the person who beat the main character in that one match of the Worldwide Brawl Association when he was younger. There is also an unnamed and faceless character, nicknamed Para, who always wears a gas mask to hide his identity. His intentions are unknown, but something definitely seems off about him. After taking the specialized climbers test, he formed a group called Parasitism with some of the people who passed it along with him. This group became well known around the mountain for being a group full of dark power and unknown intentions. Kenzo ended up forming a group called Mutualism afterwards, which would clash with Parasitism on many occasions. The final thing I'm going to go over, mainly pertaining to the Mountain King, is the key events that I've developed so far. The first thing that will happen in the series will be the display of the main character's backstory in the WWBA and his fight with Kenzo. Then the specialized climbers test would happen. During the specialized climbers test, Kenzo and Para would face off for the first time, while Ryo tried to face Kenzo himself. After the specialized climbers test, Parasitism and Mutualism would clash officially for the first time. Not too long after, the main character would come face to face with a giant beast that was terrorizing a town, and fight against it many times, losing each and being thrown down to the base of the mountain. Eventually he would win the fight and the town would cheer for him, which made him feel weird because he didn't really care about the town, and only cared about getting more power by defeating the insect beast. But after seeing them cheer, it made him reflect on all that they had been through, and serves as his first major point of character development. The next major arc is Orangefield, a place that surrounds the whole mountain about halfway through. Once you enter Orangefield, you literally can't go back, serving as kind of a midpoint test. In Orangefield, once night comes, there are brutal ghost-looking creatures that come out at night and kill anyone they see. Some people stay there so long they go insane. These people who go insane will remain near the entrance of Orangefield, waiting for newcomers to arrive. And what do they do once newcomers arrive? They hunt them down and eat them as their source of food. Cannibalism. The main group will attempt to break the curse of Orangefield that disallows anyone from leaving once they enter, which in order to do so, they have to kill the leader of the Orangefield monsters. Then, a long time later, a war would break out between one of the largest growing kingdoms on the mountain and many groups, including the main character's group. Another jump in time, and another war would break out at the peak of the mountain between all of the strongest groups that aim to crown someone as king. Well, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed watching, then you should definitely subscribe, because in the future, I'll probably be making more videos about my stories. I also post other videos about art, anime, and manga, so you should watch them as well. Goodbye, and have a good day or night, and now roll the credits.